Deep in space, a
this?
research station was suddenly struck by a cosmic storm. 15 years later,
Oh, this is the orbitals.
survivors are living peacefully. But the threat of another cosmic storm is coming up fast.
This looks incredible.
Maki and Omura, two young explorers, must now brave galactic dangers and save all that's left of their home. Teamwork is key in this two-player co-op adventure. You'll need a few tools.
Yeah, this looks
to
awesome.
survive. The scrap hook grabs
I love the
these
80s anime
platforms so you can carve a
aesthetic.
path forward. The liquid launcher blasts water to activate mechanisms and cool down scorching surfaces. And the beam cannon fires a stream of super hot heat to destroy obstacles, open doors, and more. Use the tools together, and you might discover unexpected solutions to puzzles. While exploring, you can encounter strange
I also think this is a
life
Switch 2
forms,
exclusive.
or opt for a detour and take a little travel break. With GameShare, two players can adventure together locally or
Guess not.
online if one person has the game. Can these two brave explorers save their home? Orbitals launches exclusively on the Nintendo Switch 2 system this summer.
Yeah, that looks awesome. I love those type of
Hello,
co-op
everyone.
games like that.
Welcome to today's Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase. In this presentation, we'll be focusing on games from our publishing and development partners coming to the Nintendo Switch 2 and Nintendo Switch systems. What you just saw was Orbitals, launching exclusively on Nintendo Switch 2 this summer. We hope you're looking forward to this intergalactic co-op puzzle adventure. Okay, let's take a look at some upcoming Nintendo Switch games.
I mean, this could be Ace Attorney.
I'm thinking.
In the waters of Issei Bay, on an island where legends of mermaids have been passed down, a tale
Yeah, I
of
guess not.
mysteries and
Nah, maybe
curses
not.
stirs. The latest Paranormosite mystery adventure is coming to the Nintendo Switch system. The story follows Yuza Minakuchi, a boy who works as a pearl diver. One day, while gathering on the seafloor, he encounters another version of himself. This phenomenon is just the beginning. Soon, other strange incidents begin to plague the island. A girl with
Wow,
no
it's like a
memories,
Red Dead.
strangers searching for treasure, and a housewife investigating victims of drowning. Speaking to those involved is a natural part of the investigation, but you'll also need to search deep within the waters of Issei Bay. As each of their motives intertwine, the story connects to the mermaid legend told centuries ago. Paranormosite, The Mermaid's Curse, launches on Nintendo Switch, February 19th. Pre-orders begin later today on Nintendo eShop. Battle for World Glory!
Oh,
A new Captain Tsubasa game is kicking its
This-
yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Choose from a roster of over 110 characters representing 22 teams. Score with powerful shots from the original work, as well as newly added special moves that give passes, blocks, dribbles, and tackles a boost. Go on the offensive against elite competitors as you aim.
Is that a dump
for
truck
victory.
on the soccer field?
Yeah.
Gear up for sensational soccer action. When Captain Tsubasa 2 World Fighters launches on the Nintendo Switch system this year. Next up are games heading to Nintendo Switch 2, including some games that will also be available on Nintendo Switch. A life or death fight for survival begins. It was a normal day until a cave-in befell the city of Tokyo. As the dust settles, our protagonist, Anne, discovers an underground world deep below the metropolis. But she's not alone. Creatures called Xeno populate the unknown expanse.
Filthy Xenos.
If you're found by a Xeno, it's game over. Fighting is not an option, so quick thinking and decision-making are vital to your survival. Analyze their patterns and find the best route to make your escape. Activate traps in each area to lure and ensnare any stalking Xeno.
Oh,
Wow.
And
I would be
by
really
using
terrible at
Game
this.
Share, up to 4 players can share controls, including Anne's movement and camera adjustments. Whether locally or online, coordinating with your friends is key to making it out alive. Survive the subterranean depths in Tokyo Scramble, launching exclusively on Nintendo Switch 2, February 11th. Pre-orders begin later today on Nintendo eShop. Awaken your Viking spirit.
whoa! Is this Valheim?
Battle,
Looks like it.
build,
Yeah,
and
cool.
conquer
Dude.
this massive survival.
Yeah.
How you go about it is entirely up to you. You could start by gathering materials around the woods. Fashion a bow and arrows to hunt wildlife and prepare meals.
You play this, Seth?
Oh yeah, we used to play
You can
it.
chop
Me and the
trees
V-Floors
to
used to play it on
build a
PC.
house. Yikes.
Cool.
Don't get hit by falling trees. Build pillars, install beams, construct walls, make the roof, and even add a fireplace. Now you're safe, even from the cold. Wait, is this ventilated? Don't forget the chimney too. By upgrading your crafting stations, you can make items of higher quality. And once you've built a ship, set sail on the high seas to reach new lands and create even more strongholds. Plus, up to 10 players online can explore this vast world together.
That's the way to do it.
Now, go forth and survive in Valheim, launching on Nintendo Switch 2
Nice.
this year.
That's a good get.
Find
Yeah.
your way forward in these games. Return
Oh.
to the kingdom of Hallownest and fight back the infection in this upgraded modern classic. Dodge, dash, and slash through this 2D action adventure platformer, now with enhanced visuals and improved frame rates on Nintendo Switch 2. Equip charms to enhance your abilities and deal magic damage using upgradable spells while exploring the vast interconnected map. Descend into a world of insects and heroes when Hollow Knight Nintendo Switch 2 Edition launches on Nintendo
nice.
Switch 2 later today. Nintendo
Oh,
Switch 2 players who have
nice.
Hollow Knight on Nintendo Switch can upgrade to the Nintendo Switch 2 Edition for free with the upgrade pack.
Heck yeah!
That's really nice.
eFootball,
Free upgrade?
reborn from Pro Evolution Soccer, is coming to Nintendo Switch 2. Build out your club, sign legendary players, and compete in tournaments around the globe in World Tour mode. Join an exciting competition where national
This
teams
is the soccer
face off
direct. There's
every
always
4
some
years
genre that
in
gets like 3
International
games
Cup
for the
tournament.
direct.
Or play with friends locally or online to prove who's at the top of their game. Experience the excitement of soccer and aim to be the best in the world when eFootball Kickoff launches on Nintendo Switch 2 this summer. Travel through 4 ages in a brand new HD 2D
Oh, it's
action
Elliot.
Oh, yeah.
RPG.
This demo was
The
awesome.
age of safekeeping, the hero Elliot's own time. The age of reconstruction, when humans nearly went extinct. The age of magic, a time when spells flourished. And the age of budding, the birth of human civilization. In each age, the scenery and citizens of Elliot's hometown will change. You can also obtain some weapons and magic unique to certain time periods. A story spanning time will soon begin. The Adventures of Elliot, the Millennium Tales, launches on the
that's
Nintendo
great.
Switch 2 system.
We didn't have a date for that yet.
June 18th. Have a blast!
Oh,
with
Bomberman!
Super Bomberman games from the Super NES.
Yeah.
Play the first Super Bomberman through to the culmination of the series, Super Bomberman 5, including titles
5
previously
Super Bombermans?
unreleased worldwide. The Famicom versions of Bomberman and Bomberman 2 are also included. Plus, there's a brand new Boss Rush mode, as well as game share support. Super Bomberman Collection launches on Nintendo Switch 2 and Nintendo Switch later today.
Yeah.
Nice.
The unknown journey continues.
Oh, here we
great.
go.
The second entry
I mean, it's not a
of the
surprise,
Final Fantasy VII Remake series is coming to Nintendo Switch 2.
happened? He's alive.
In pursuit of his arch nemesis Sephiroth, Cloud Strife and his comrades escape the city of Midgar and embark on a journey across the vast world. Traverse the planet on chocobos, wheelies, in a buggy, or other modes of
That looks pretty good.
transportation.
Yeah.
Team up with allies in battles, blending action and strategy. If you'd like to focus on the story, there's also a boost function to make combat easier. You'll also find various activities scattered across the world, allowing you to take a break from the action.
You're mine.
And as you interact with your allies, their affinity toward you will grow and impact how the story unfolds. What fate awaits Cloud and his crew in their pursuit of Sephiroth? Final Fantasy VII Rebirth launches on Nintendo Switch 2.
Oh, wow.
June 3rd.
Wow, that's
Pre-orders
really
begin
soon.
later
Yeah.
today
Intergrade just came out like
Nintendo
last
eShop.
week.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. And that's an amazing port of the first one.
Vitals stable. Awakening subject. Hugh Williams.
While investigating a lunar
yes.
research station, an injury
port's really good
befalls
too. I just played
spacefarer
this last
Hugh
week.
Williams.
Nice.
With him is Diana, an android called Aproximadamente.
There you are. All better.
Classified as unauthorized intruders, the two are targeted by the station AI, which sends enemy bots after them.
I wonder if they'll drop the demo today, because there's a demo on PC that's supposed to
These
come to
bots
console.
have near impenetrable armor,
I think I can help.
Seems possible.
but with Diana's hacking skills, you can break down
Another
their
amiibo, I
defenses.
bet.
Initiating hack.
Yeah.
By moving the cursor through panels toward the green goal, you can hack the enemy bots.
There's no time to explain.
Oh, yeah. Hacking
Once
minigames.
their
Let's
weak
go.
points are
2008.
exposed, fire away.
I hacked it.
Depending on the nodes you pass through, you can modify the damage and effects of a hack. Each split-second decision can change the outcome of battle.
Energy levels.
What truths will the two find in this AI-controlled lunar station?
So it's not one of your bot buddies?
Overdrive protocol. Initiate.
This looks really good.
Baby. We did it!
Yeah, the Capcom games target 60 FPS on Switch too, which is really impressive.
And what will Diana learn on this journey? Pragmata launches on Nintendo Switch 2, April 24th. A demo will be available
Yep.
later today on Nintendo eShop.
Sweet. Yeah, everyone should check that out. The demo's really cool.
We hope you're looking forward to fast-paced combat and exploration with the unique combination of hacking and shooting. Let's continue with more headlines. journey to the lost lands.
Is this Turok?
Become a legendary Turok
Yeah.
warrior in this
Yep.
intergalactic action shooter. To stop an alien threat from destroying all human life, you'll journey solo or with a team of warriors online and battle all sorts of primal creatures in ferocious combat. Swap between first-person and third-person perspectives as you unleash weapons, melee attacks, and special abilities to devastate foes. Extract DNA from fallen enemies and the environment to upgrade your arsenal, evolve your mantle, and unlock even more abilities called Echo Sinks to gain a greater edge in combat. As you venture across breathtaking worlds, you'll unravel the mysteries that ultimately hold the key to saving humanity. Turok Origins launches on Nintendo Switch 2 this fall.
It's also the Dinosaur Direct.
Of Xanadu. In a Japan where Kyoto is the capital, another world exists that's encroaching on our own. A world where monsters roam free. A boy
So,
named Ray must use his
Edo
newly
period
awakened
Japan, what
powers
is Kyoto
against
this?
the threat as he joins Hirosaka Academy, a school for gifted students. The Academy's goal? Conquer Xanadu, the great labyrinth rumored to be the origin of this other world. While traversing the labyrinth, hone your abilities and reshape the terrain to expand the range of your
That's
exploration.
not what I expected this to look like at all.
Not at all.
On dangerous enemies in 3D action RPG combat. Use your powers to overcome foes. Outside the labyrinth, improve your stats. And spend time with your friends as you prepare to conquer Xanadu. The battle between man and monster begins. Discover the truth when Kyoto Xanadu launches on the Nintendo Switch 2 and Nintendo Switch systems this summer. Check out these anime-style games. It's time to evolve in the latest Digimon story game.
Digimon are
Oh, nice.
champion.
A powerful blast causes the world to collapse and sends you 8 years into the past. With over 450 Digimon to collect, adventure through the human world and digital world to save the future.
Celestial Arrow!
And on Nintendo Switch 2, you can select quality mode, playing in 4K at 30 frames per second, or performance mode, playing in full HD at 60 frames per second. Digimon Story Time Stranger launches on the Nintendo Switch 2 and Nintendo Switch systems July 10th. Pre-orders begin later today on Nintendo eShop. An adventure set high in the sky is soaring in. Form your party from a roster of over 20 characters, each with their own fighting style. Channel the power of teamwork and summon mighty primal beasts to vanquish your enemies. You can also team up in local or online multiplayer. Grand Blue Fantasy Relink Endless Ragnarok launches on Nintendo Switch 2, July 9th. The latest Monster Hunter Stories game is flying in. Your monster
These games are so
allies,
good.
called Monsties, can learn special abilities through a ceremony called the Rite of Channeling. Raise your Monsties as you travel the world. The lands lie on the brink of disaster. Monsters are on the verge of extinction. And the riders trying to save the world will have to contend with an even greater threat. Monster Hunter Stories 3 Twisted Reflection soars onto Nintendo Switch 2, March 13th. A demo
that looks
will
awesome.
be available later today
Oh, nice.
on Nintendo eShop. Save data can be transferred to the full game once purchased. New titles are joining the archives. Rave Racer, published by Namco in 1995, speeds into the Arcade Archives 2 lineup. Aim for first place in a race against your rivals. And get ready for a new line of home console titles. Console Archives is on the way. Doraemon. Sonic Wings Special. And more will be released over time. The first wave of Console Archives titles includes Cool Borders and Ninja Gaiden 2, The Dark Sword of Chaos. These titles will be available on Nintendo Switch 2 later today.
Very excited about Reanimal. Looks great.
Yeah. Oh, Switch 2 edition. I was like, isn't this already out?
Nice.
Wake up, little June.
Why are you hiding? Let's make some noise.
Oh, Tails, nice.
We found another body. I need your eyes on the crime scene.
Oh, okay.
When a string of mysterious deaths.
Maybe a demo for this too?
FBI analyst Grace Ashcroft is captured by the suspect while investigating the case.
What did it do to me?
In her attempt to escape, Grace comes up
There's that
against
thing you were talking
Oh,
I hate it so much.
spooky granny lady.
a limited supply of healing items and ammunition are at her disposal. Will she confront the threats head on or save her ammo for the next encounter? For Grace, impending doom is always close at hand.
Ah,
Meanwhile, another agent working for an anti-bioterrorism organization is also on the
Give him an
case.
amiibo.
Leon S. Kennedy.
that's all we
6
want.
survivors of Raccoon City, all dead from the same thing.
With his physical prowess, Leon can parry an opponent's attack, then strike to break the stunned opponent's stance in close quarters combat. He can fire from a distance using handguns and rifles, or use an enemy's weapon against them. Leon has a varied arsenal of attacks at his disposal.
Why is he missing all of the shots in this
game
trailer?
features both third-person and first-person camera perspectives, and you can change your
Does
perspective.
the frame rate just
anytime.
tank when blood appears?
There are multiple difficulty options available, including a mode for less experienced players that features aim assist. Guide Grace as she attempts to escape unprecedented terrors, and Leon, who relies on strength to carve his own path. What will they discover when their fates intertwine? Resident Evil Requiem launches on the Nintendo Switch 2 system February 27th. Pre-orders are available now on Nintendo eShop. Resident Evil 7 Biohazard and Resident Evil Village will also be available the same day. Horror-filled excitement awaits whether you play these games or Resident Evil Requiem first. Plus, a Nintendo Switch 2 Pro controller featuring original art is releasing alongside the games. Amiibo figures of Grace and Leon will also be
Hey, there it is.
Oh, that's
Nice.
a good one too.
to receive
Yeah.
in-game weapon skins.
Nice. Oh, okay. Skin's fine, sure.
Resident Evil Requiem, the latest entry in the Resident Evil series, is launching later this month.
I think there's just one thing
Look
left.
forward to a creator's voice video featuring a member of the Resident Evil Requiem development team. The video will release in the near future. Next is our last announcement.
Hey everybody, from all of us here at Bethesda
Todd
Game
Father.
Studios. If you're like us, Nintendo has meant so much to you from your early days of gaming to now. It was incredible for us to partner on the original Switch, and it was just such a great piece of hardware and also so personal when you play. We're excited to finally bring a number of our franchises for the first time to Nintendo.
Ooh.
We hope you all enjoy the journey.
Vault Dwellers, welcome home. Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition is emerging on Nintendo
I wish this
Switch
hadn't have
2.
been spoiled because I
Yeah.
was really excited
Shoot.
by this news. I mean, I am.
And create
I like Fallout 4, I think,
as
more
you
than
reshape the
most people
wasteland
do.
and what remains of civilization.
This is
Every choice matters.
coming to Switch 2 later than it came everywhere else.
Or pining to pump up your power armor. Choose from hundreds of perks that fit your playstyle.
Is it going to be a shadow drop?
Somewhere new.
That would
From
be
the heart
sweet.
of Diamond City to the shadowy corners of forgotten vaults, the Commonwealth is packed with stories waiting to be uncovered. In addition to the base game, experience 6 official expansions and over 150 Creation Club items to expand your adventure. Grab your Pip-Boy and traverse the wasteland in Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition, launching on Nintendo Switch 2
Okay.
February
3 weeks.
24th.
Yeah.
Pre-orders begin later today on Nintendo eShop. The year is 1937. Sinister forces are on the hunt for an ancient power, and only one person can stop them.
Watch me.
Embark on a globe-trotting cinematic adventure in Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Set between the events of Raiders of the Lost Ark and The Last Crusade, Indy will journey around the world to uncover the mystery behind the Great Circle. From the pyramids of Giza to the sunken temples of Sukhothai and beyond, use your wits to infiltrate historic areas and solve fiendish puzzles. Or use your whip to face off against dangerous foes and explore a world full of daring escapes and unforgettable encounters.
Watch out!
Adventure calls when Indiana Jones and the Great Circle launches on Nintendo Switch 2, May 12th. Pre-orders begin later today on Nintendo eShop. Explore the vast landscape of Cyrodiil in the Elder Scrolls.
Oh, yes!
Hey, you called it!
Yes!
This renowned
Let's
open-world
go!
RPG, now on a Nintendo system for the first time.
Yes. Well, buying this one
Freely
again.
Customize your character to match your playstyle.
Nice
Then
prediction.
adventure amongst an unforgettable cast of characters
By the grace of the gods, I serve Tambriel as her ruler.
and fight back the Daedra to close shut the jaws of oblivion. Master ranged or melee weapons, wield powerful magic, or use stealth skills to best your foes. In this remastered version, character models, weapons, even rocks and sweet rolls have all been meticulously recreated. Combat animations have also been updated.
They're gonna
give
drop
them a
this today, aren't
modernized
they?
touch.
Bet they do.
Plus, the
Available
Shivering
later
Isles
today.
and Knights of the Nine expansions are included alongside the main
And
story
coming
to take your
April,
adventure even further.
Daedra Amiibo.
Step through the gates once more when The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion
Oh, okay.
Remastered
just this year.
launches
Okay.
on the Nintendo Switch 2 system this year.
That's cool.
I like
We
that.
hope you're excited for these games from Bethesda Softworks. That's all for today's Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase. Thank you for watching.
Welcome to the Nintendo Direct live post show here on Nintendo Voice Chat, or our normally weekly episode if you're listening later on YouTube or audio services. I'm Logan Plant, joined by Seth Macy. We just watched the Nintendo Direct this morning. What'd you think, Seth?
I thought that was great, actually. The little stinger at the end, wasn't expecting that one. Some of the stuff was spoiled, but overall, strong lineup of partners, third-party games for the Nintendo Switch, probably on par with what you'd expect for any of the other consoles, and it's probably not really something we could say for the last few Nintendo generations. So yeah, it's awesome. It looked great.
Yes,
Everything's gonna be good.
Still not used to seeing this type of game on Switch 2. I mean, Resident Evil Requiem in a few weeks is a great get for Switch 2. Indiana Jones was a big hit a couple years ago, finally coming out. And then your one prediction in our pre-show, Oblivion Remastered, was the final thing of the show, which was cool. I thought it was okay. I don't know. I think that a lot of time was spent on games we already knew with not really any new information. Like Requiem, we've known for a while. That's coming to Switch 2. That's great. Pragmata, same thing. There is a demo available today, and the Leon Amiibo was the new news for Requiem, but still, that was like a lot of time on those we knew about. And then Bethesda, unfortunately, some of their stuff did leak before the show, but that was a cool thing to end on with three big games coming to Switch 2. I thought Valheim was a really cool game. You said that you played that on PC a lot.
Yeah, we used to play, me and the like group of guys that I play with for like everything on PC. We played like back in early access, and the only reason we stopped was because it was still pretty glitchy, and we were like sailing somewhere, and it glitched, and we just kept taking damage, and we died, and we were so far away from our base. We're just like, let's just not do this anymore.
Rough.
That being said, even then, when it was still like a glitchy kind of pre-release version, super fun game, especially if you get a crew of people together. Like, it is so fun to just build up your stuff and then go explore lands, build your camps, build your cities, find crazy, spooky things, and it's a very, very fun game with a group of people, especially. I mean, it's fun by itself, but like if you get a good group of friends together to play this, it is awesome. And like having it be a handheld thing on Switch now is super cool.
Yeah, I thought that was a really fun announcement. I played it like 5 or so hours on Steam. I just don't really game on PC very much, so this coming to Switch, I'll definitely pick up. It's a very good tree puncher, so I'm excited about that. We're going to talk about every game that was in the Direct, or just most of the highlights, but I also want to say you should stick around if you're watching with us live, because later in the show, I'm going to talk about all the first-party stuff that I played last week at a visit to Nintendo. I played Mario Tennis Fever, I played Mario Wonder on Switch 2, I played Virtual Boy, so stick around for that later. But let's go back to the very top of the partner showcase, which kicked off with Orbitals, which is a two-player kind of split fiction type Nintendo Switch 2 exclusive, like an 80s, 90s anime art style. Seth, I thought this was the highlight of the show. It's what led off. It's coming summer 2026, no date yet, but this looked really, really good.
Yeah, I mean, the anime style of it just being that throwback style to like the kind of weird cartoons that I would catch when I was like a child. It has me very excited stylistically, but I don't really like co-op games where you have to play co-op.
Okay.
So we'll see. I mean, if it looks amazing, but we'll see. I just don't like that I have to play with somebody else, and it's whatever.
Yeah, that's fair. I think this is a really fun genre of games. I love A Way Out. It Takes Two, not as much, but Split Fiction is really great. And Lego Voyagers came out last year. It kind of fits this niche too of co-op platform puzzle games designed specifically. They have to be played with two players. I think it's a really fun genre. And yeah, just kind of the stop motion way this stuff is moving, I think looks really good. And it's just a cool get as a Switch 2 exclusive. I think it's a really good fit on a Nintendo console. We see here it has game share, so you can play with somebody on Switch 1 as well, even though it is just a Switch 2 game. So I think this is going to be a cool one this summer.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm looking forward to everyone enjoying themselves with it, and I will appreciate it artistically. Like right there, come on, look at that. It's straight out of like some VHS that you spent $80 on at Suncoast Video, and it just turned out to be awesome. Like, I love that.
Yeah. A big announcement that we got sooner than I think we expected is Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is coming to Switch 2 on June 3rd. We just got Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade like 6 days ago on Switch 2, and it's an incredible port. I put a review update for this up on IGN, and it just runs great. It's 30 FPS, but it's really, really solid, really smooth, and the resolution is nice too. And Rebirth is a much grander game. This is more open zone exploration, less of the linear Midgar hallways from Remake. But this is really great to see already coming in 4 months to Switch 2.
Yeah, I mean, I knew we were going to see it because they've said as much, but I didn't expect we were going to see it so soon.
Yeah, it looks fantastic, and I think that I'm curious to see how it's going to really run on Switch 2 in these more open areas. What they showed looks really good, but this I'm also excited about, that they showed that it has that same thing that Remake got on Switch 2, where you can just crank up, everything can do 9,999 damage just on a single hit, and so you can just blast through the story. I think Rebirth is a little bit bloated compared to Remake. Like I think that it does a lot of these very Ubisoft-like open area tower zones with a lot of filler content, and they gate the next main objective at a really high level, so you have to engage with some of this, I don't know, really C+, B- level open world activities. I haven't finished Rebirth. I like Remake a lot more, but with this kind of mode where you can just blast through and see the main story, I'm more inclined to go back.
Yeah, I still.
Did you play Rebirth at all, or have you not played this one?
No, I haven't finished Remake, so I have to.
Okay.
But my friend Chris, like, he got it for Switch, and he's just like texting me. He's like, "Bro, this is amazing." He's like, he didn't play it, I don't think, on PlayStation. He said it's like a 10-10 game for him personally. Like, he loved it. Okay. He loved the sort of story twist, and like playing it on Switch was just awesome. So I gotta finish this game. I have no excuse. Every time I play it, I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. I really like this.
Yeah.
And then I get distracted by other things. So.
It's just got such like a unique combat system with that like turn-based but also real-time thing that I think works really well. And
I was very hesitant to play any Final Fantasy game that doesn't have a turn-based battle system, because that's just what I grew up with. That's what I liked, and then this one kind of bridges the gap between what's modern and what I liked about turn-based, that you aren't pressured to be doing everything instantly because you can't slow things down when you're changing around or picking something. But also, it doesn't feel like some of these modern action RPG styles, it just feels arbitrary, like you're running around in a circle and it doesn't actually matter that you're running around in a circle because you're whatever attack you does. So very good game, especially if you haven't played it and you're a Switch 2 owner. Like, absolutely get it. And you might even be able to find the Day 1 edition still out there that has a pack of magic cards in it.
Yeah, which is a cool bonus, and that was only a $40 game, unlike Nintendo, who puts out these Switch 2 editions for $80. So pretty consumer-friendly pricing for Intergrade. That's out June 3rd. Capcom had a couple of games we mentioned. Pragmata is out April 24th, and there is a demo available today. And this is a new IP from Capcom. It's that third-person shooter mixed with hacking minigame that you said looks like a thing from the mid-2000s.
Oh, and I
this one, Seth.
I want to say, like, it maybe sounded like I was being sarcastic and making fun of that. No, I think we should return to hacking minigames. I think we should move the hacking minigame genre forward, and this one looks like it's doing that. And again, any sort of novel combat system in a game, I am all for it. So yeah, this one, I remember when they first showed this, and we're like, is this a Kojima game? And of course it's not. I'm not hugely excited. I'm going to kind of wait and see what everyone else is feeling with this one before I give it a go. It looks great. It looks interesting, but it's also, not something that I feel like I'm going to be jumping out on day one. But hey, maybe I'll play the demo today and be like, oh, okay, this is absolutely a game that I need in my life.
Yeah, this is a fun one to finally see coming out. It was announced at I think the PS5 reveal event 6 years ago, and then
Wait, was it that long ago? No.
Yeah, because this is the one that at the Game Awards like 2 or 3 years ago had that trailer where like Diana picks up a piece of paper off the ground and it says like delayed, like a sad crying face or something on it. Again, it's been a long road for this one, and it's finally coming out. And I'll talk about this now. I did play this one last week at a Nintendo Switch 2 preview event and was pretty impressed with the port. I think that it was a little rougher than Requiem, which I also played and ran fantastic on Switch 2. Like it targets 60 FPS on Switch 2, but was a little choppy. Still going to be a totally fine way to play this game if all you have is Switch 2 or you want that portability. But the game itself, I was super impressed with. This kind of left brain, right brain thing where you are strafing around these giant androids as Hugh and aiming with different types of guns. There's like a blast shotgun, which is good at close range, or a pistol, which has infinite ammo that you always have. And then Diana on your back, who you kind of ZL target like a Zelda or something, these enemies, and then you use the face buttons to complete that hacking minigame we see where you're moving this cursor from point A to the goal. And then there's little stops on the way you can make. There's like 3 blue squares. And if you pass through a blue square, your damage is boosted for the next shot that you fire. And then you can pick up these modifiers off the ground that says, oh, for the next 3 times you pass through this node, you'll create a wide hack effect that damages all 3 enemies in this circle that it creates. And so then when you're fighting enemies, you can choose, do I want to pass through that now? Or do I want to wait to pass through it until I'm in kind of a tougher combat scenario? So it is really cool because while that hacking is going on, you still have to pay attention as Hugh and work your way around these enemies and make sure you don't get shot. And there's like a parry mechanic too. I think it works really well in just the 15-minute demo I played. They're already building on this idea in cool ways in what I think is the very first level of the game. So I'm really high on this one. I love what Capcom has been doing lately. I mean, I love Monster Hunter, Resident Evil. They've been putting out great games. And to see a new IP from them when they're kind of firing as hard as they've been the last couple of years, I think it's going to be really great.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna give this demo a shot and see where I come out from it.
Yeah, I assume it's going to be the Sketchbook demo, which is the one already on PC and the same one that I played last week. So that is available today, and you should check that out. And then Resident Evil Requiem is out in just a few weeks, February 27th. We got a final trailer for that one here and confirmation of a Leon Kennedy amiibo, which I know was Brian Altano's #1 dream. So very happy for him this morning.
Yeah, hopefully he's awake.
Yeah. I know. The 6 a.m. Nintendo Direct. Why do they always do this?
They keep getting us back with the damn amiibo. I mean, it's not to the point. It's not like it was where I had to have every one that I could get my hands on. But now it's like, okay, these are cool. The Super Mario Galaxy amiibo that are coming out of Rosalina and Mario and the Lumas.
Yeah.
And like these third-party amiibo that are just, the quality is so good on them. It doesn't really even matter that they have in-game functionality.
No.
It's like my friend Terrence was always talking about, like, these are the high-quality collectibles that also do a little something that we never really got from Nintendo in a line like this. So it's awesome to see these cool amiibo, especially, like, man, a Leon Kennedy, they get the hatchet. He's all buff looking. Yeah, this is pretty badass.
Yeah, I agree. Nobody cares about the weapon skins that you're going to unlock by scanning these things, but that's fine. I think people know what they're getting into at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they do look good. So those are coming out summer 2026. Game looks really good. Played this one on Switch 2 also last week, and it was just the Grace demo that we've already seen before. It's kind of the beginning of the game where she wakes up in this hospital bed and then sneaks around these hallways. There's a dark hallway you can't go down, so you come back later. You eventually find like a cigarette lighter, so you go back and you're just holding this lighter, and it's all you have. And then, what are you calling this monster? The tall granny monster?
The spooky granny goblin. Yeah, she's just big, scary, like, granny lady that is... The demo it will scare you. You'll get some jump scares. And the atmosphere is amazing. I played the demo at PAX West on PlayStation 5. And, atmospherically, it is awesome. It feels like Resident Evil, like, in the best... all the best possible ways, which is good because it's a Resident Evil game, and you would want that.
I am so confused about this trailer. We talked about on the live show. Why is Leon miss every shot that he takes in it? Is there some joke I'm missing, or do they not want to show what it's actually like on Switch 2 when you kill an enemy because it doesn't look good? Like, that's so weird to me. They show Leon miss like 4 shots in a row.
Yeah, if I had to guess, it's probably they didn't want to slap a mature rating on the stream or something, so they just had Leon miss.
Okay, that makes sense.
But
yeah, that's probably it. Yeah. But this is going to be a really cool port out February 27th on Switch 2. And then, Seth, your number 1 reveal of the show is Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered, which is coming to Switch 2 later in 2026. This was your one prediction, and it came true.
Yeah, it came true. I'm so happy. I'm always happy when a game that I really love comes to a Nintendo console, because then I can talk about it on this show. Otherwise, I don't get to talk about these games. But man, I mean, this was the first game that I played on the 360 that made me realize oh wow, the next gen is here. And the remake is really good. I have not run into the issues that people talk about. I guess the longer you play, the kind of worse it performs. But I have not experienced any of that. But playing this remake, I have gotten further on the story than I ever did on the original one. I never opened or closed a single Oblivion gate on the original one. I just walked around and picked herbs and just did side quests and explored. I also didn't know that there was a fast travel option, so I spent about 30 hours just walking everywhere without knowing it. And you know what? I'm fine with that. And having this on Nintendo Switch, as soon as they announced it, originally for when it came out for Xbox and PC and PlayStation 5, I was like, oh my God, why can't we have this on Switch 2? It would be so, this would be the perfect video game to play on a plane ride or something where you just want to kind of lose yourself and not have to pay attention to the fact that you're sitting in an uncomfortable seat with 200 other people for 6 hours. Yeah, this is a really cool one, and I've never played this one. I've played some Skyrim. I've never played Oblivion, so I think this is a really great one. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna say Oblivion is better than Skyrim.
Okay.
Let me put it. I think I like Oblivion better. I think it's more varied than Skyrim. Not to say that Skyrim's a bad game or anything, but this game, I'm glad to see that they did a remake. This game needs all the love. It's wonderful. It's beautiful. It looks so good in HDR. It's unbelievable.
I know my experience with this one is going to be when a game gives me too much freedom, I can't handle it. And I just, in Skyrim, I never beat that game, which I just wanted to run the shop in that opening village. So I ran across the world to get the item you need to marry the shopkeeper. And then I took over the shop, and then I killed a bunch of chickens in that village. You're not supposed to kill the chickens. And that was it. And that was my 15 hours in Skyrim. I can't do it. It's the same thing in the Outer Worlds. Too much freedom. I got in this shootout that never ended in the first town, killed a bunch of characters important to the story, and yeah, that was it for my save.
That's funny because that's what I like about these games.
Oh yeah, me too. It's great. I just never see the end of them.
Oh no, I never beat Skyrim. I never beat any of I never beat Red Dead Redemption 2. I only beat Tears of the Kingdom because we were doing a show about the ending. Otherwise, I would just wander around that world and just do quests and have fun and caper.
Yeah, that's what they're about. I look at Fable, which isn't coming to Switch 2 as of right now, but I look at that game and I'm like, I'm never going to finish that. I'm just going to get into too much trouble, and everybody in town is going to hate me, and I'm going to be the town pariah. But I can't wait to be that. A couple other things from Bethesda. Fallout 4 Anniversary, which I think on this show you said, Seth, you like more than a lot of people do. Yeah,
I think Fallout 4 is great. I really enjoyed it, and I'm excited to go back and play that again. This already exists elsewhere. I kind of wish that the big reveal was the Fallout 3 remake that everyone seems to think is going to happen one of these days. But you know what? Fallout on Switch, same idea as I was saying with Oblivion. This is a game that you could just play on an airplane. It has all the expansions. The Far Harbor expansion it's almost a game, a Fallout game in and of itself. It's so huge. And my only criticism is they didn't hire anybody who could do a main accent, but that's fine. I mean, I'm right here, and they never called me, but that's okay. But yeah, Fallout 4.
It's not too late. Get in on the anniversary edition.
If you guys remake this, call me, and I'll coach you guys on the proper main accents.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, cool. That's out February 24th. And then last one from Bethesda is Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, which we already knew was coming to Switch 2, but we got a release date that is May 12th. I dabbled in this one on Xbox when it came out originally, and this is just a really unique, really cool game. I think Nintendo fans are going to like it because there's definitely some Metroid Prime inspiration in this Indiana Jones game and in its kind of puzzle focus, and just the way that it is a first-person game and very kind of methodical. You're uncovering these areas, but then when you're doing something more actiony, like climbing a rope or something, it zooms out to third person, like it does for Samus in the Morph Ball. So it's definitely some inspiration from Metroid Prime and Indiana Jones, and just a cool, different kind of take on a first-person game. Like it is super slow and puzzle focused, and it's this brawler combat where you just got your two fists and your whip, and that's it. You're not this killing machine, just like Indiana Jones really isn't in the movie. So I think he has a machine gun here, but you know what I mean. Like it's a much slower paced thing. You're not like this god like you are in a lot of first person games, and it's a really cool take.
Yeah, I never got around to playing this, but I know everybody loves it and everyone talks about how good it is, and I have no excuse. I have no excuse at all. And it looks like that shot right there, it looks a little on the jank side, but
yeah,
we'll see. I mean, I'm sure it'll be perfectly fine when it comes to Switch 2. And for a lot of people, this will be the only way to play it. And I didn't know it was like a slower, I thought it was more of an action-y game. So now I'm actually more interested in it because I do like solving puzzles and with the occasional combat. So
yeah, the combat is like a lot of sneaking around. Like I wouldn't quite go as far to call it a stealth game, but there's a lot of scenarios where you have a gun, but you usually have 6 bullets for it, and they're hard to come by. So it is about your fist or just finding like a sword, a saber hanging on the wall that you take down, and then you have like it is kind of that sandboxy type thing, like a Dishonored or something like that. So yeah, it's a lot different than just first person shooter combat.
Sweet. I mean, we can all agree Indiana Jones rules as just like a character. So
yeah, and this is such a faithful game, and Troy Baker is Indiana Jones, and at certain times, like when he's yelling especially, I think he sounds like Harrison Ford. There's a lot of times I think he just sounds like Troy Baker, but there's a lot of times he also does sound a lot like Indy.
That is something that I suffer with in a lot of games where as soon as I know it's Troy Baker, I'm like, I can't see this as a character. I can only hear Troy Baker talking. It's sort of like whenever I watch a movie with Leonardo DiCaprio, I'm like, he's not a character. He's just Leonardo DiCaprio doing an accent.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we talked about Valheim already, so let's talk about The Adventures of Elliot, which is one of my most anticipated of the year. This is coming from Square Enix. It's the HD 2D kind of take on a 2D Zelda. Like this demo came out last year, and it is really, really a lot like A Link to the Past. And this trailer showed even more of that a little bit. It's all about time travel. It's called the Millennium Tales, and you're going through these different ages of the world. And in every age that you're in, the town looks completely different. There's different items and powers to find. And this game is out June 18th, and I think it's looking really fantastic.
Yeah, it looks so good. I forgot there was a demo, so I have not played this. But, I mean, it's like everything I like. It's 2D, HD, it's Square Enix. It's he looks like maybe he's a red mage. Correct me if I'm wrong. But red mages, everyone knows, are the best type of mages. So, yeah. This looks wonderful. I'm very excited. Maybe I'll put my name down for the review, or maybe I won't, because actually that's going to be around IGN Live time. So
it's a busy time. Yeah, June 18th for that one, and then lots of other little smaller things. Super Bomberman Collection is coming from Konami.
Out today.
Yeah, out now. Are you a Bomberman fan?
You know what? I have the one that came to Switch when Switch launched, and I kind of just disappeared, but that is a really fun game, and I think people kind of skipped over it. So I didn't get to play these, but these were games that I was obsessed with wanting to play, because Bomberman was in like every issue of EGM. There'd be like some new version of Bomberman for some Japanese only console, and I was completely obsessed with them. And I never got around to playing them, and now I can play 5 Bomberman games on one collection today.
Yeah,
with Game Share.
Yeah. I like Bomberman enough. I don't know. I'm not super versed in the series to really recognize a difference between different Bomberman games. Like, it's Bomberman. Like, across them all, it generally feels like Bomberman. But it is cool to get unreleased ones through a collection. And Konami, who was not even making games for a long time. Going back and making collections of their classic franchises is a pattern that I continue to like to see.
Yeah, because Konami has such a good back catalog of
Yeah.
amazing games, and this is the way to get them out there. And I'm gonna sneeze. Excuse me.
Yeah. Bless you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Looks great though, and that is out now. I don't know, Seth. That's all the major ones that I had kind of written down to talk about. Is there anything else from the show you wanted to mention?
No, I'm a little surprised. I mean, we kind of already knew everything about the Disney Afternoon Collection, so there probably wasn't anything more to say there. But it is weird that I know, just based on like the posts that I've made on IGN Deal's social accounts, like people are like really excited for that game. And it has the 2 games that aren't on any of the other platforms and won't be coming to the other platforms. It's physical, so it was a little weird to not hear something about that, but
yeah,
it's fine. It's fine. I pre-ordered it before the show, before the show started. So
a last-minute IGN Deals post like 2 minutes before we went live to pre-order that. Yeah. I thought that just as we wrap up on the Direct, I thought it was fine. I think that there's always very critical eyes on the partner showcases because it doesn't have what you come for a Nintendo Direct, which is the Nintendo stuff. It's like Nintendo throws a party and then they don't show up to it.
Yeah.
And I think that's just a reality of these. I think there's a lot of hunger right now to see what's next for Nintendo. They announced a lot of stuff for this year last year, and that stuff is still coming out. Like Tomodachi Life got its own Direct.
Yeah.
And Mario Wonder is coming out next month, and Pokemon Pokopia, and we're waiting on dates for Yoshi and Fire Emblem and the Duskbloods, which I'm a little surprised didn't show up here.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm hoping we'll hear from Nintendo maybe later this month or maybe in March with a Direct of their own. I thought this show was just fine. There's some cool surprises, but it was fine.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't have my expectations super high. Normally I do. Like, normally I lie to myself and I'm like, yeah, no, but they are going to announce, 5 new Mario games and a new Zelda, like, even though it's a partner Direct. And then I didn't allow myself to cause the sort of grief of unrealistic expectations for this one. So I thought it was, I thought it was fine. Remember when Elden Ring was coming to Switch 2? What happened to that?
Yeah, that version was really rough, and then it got delayed into this year. I thought we'd see it today.
I thought so
too. It did not show up.
I know the Gamescom demo was bad, and everyone was like pretty down on it. But then I played it at PAX West, and it was good. I was, and the team was like, "This is not the games." They mentioned over and over again, like, "This is not the Gamescom demo. This is a new demo," and it ran quite well. And we haven't heard anything about it since then. So, well, hey, maybe someday we'll hear more about this.
Yeah, they could just shadow drop this one at some point.
That's true,
probably. Yeah, I'm surprised because I also played that PAX demo and I thought. Yeah, it was not near the disaster that the Gamescom one apparently was. I wasn't at Gamescom. So I thought we'd see it today. I thought we'd have it by now. But no From Software at all because we also didn't get the Duskbloods, as we mentioned. So just more to look forward to. And then Borderlands 4 got canceled quietly, shelved indefinitely on Switch 2. So that's just not really...
you got to be careful. You can't say canceled when something's been indefinitely delayed.
Yes. Definitely delayed.
A PR person reached out to me when I used to write news. It was like, our game was not canceled. It was indefinitely delayed. Okay, please change what you wrote. So that's too bad. I didn't play Borderlands 4. My Borderlands obsessed friend Lish, he said he was like feeling kind of like how he felt when he was playing Borderlands 2. And that is another one of those games that like we had a group of 4 people that we would play obsessively on like Xbox 360. So to know that this is like such a good return to form for Borderlands. Also written, I think Sam Winkler's the head writer who did Tiny Tina. So like the writing is back. And not to have this on Switch, it seems like such a bummer. I'm sad that they couldn't figure it out because this is another one that just seems like perfect for the handheld Switch 2 experience. But oh well.
Yeah, it was a game that launched with a lot of problems on the platforms it did come to, got delayed for Switch 2, and then 2K, it sounds like everyone's just moving on to different projects. So maybe we'll see it eventually. They'll get back around to it, but I don't really expect it at this point. Yeah. Well, that was the partner showcase. Stick around because we are going to talk all about the first-party games that I played last week at Nintendo. But first, I want to share that if you want the perfect Pokemon team, then Planet Pokemon puts the power in your hands. You can pick your game, assemble 6 Pokemon, and customize everything. That is moves, it's held items, levels, it's got it all. You can check type coverage, resistances, and weaknesses instantly, filter and search through every Pokemon in your game, save multiple builds, and plan your squads for the battles ahead. You can build your dream team now at planetpokemon.com. This is a really cool website. It's got some awesome tools that our teams have worked on where you can go through and build an entire Pokemon team from pretty much any game. We're working on adding all of them from all the regions of Pokemon. There's maps for Legends EA. The whole Pokedex is in there. You can build your ultimate squad of 6. It's a super cool site. That's planetpokemon.com.
Oh my God. If this site had existed when I was 13, I would not go to any other websites. This is like, yeah.
Yeah, like when I was going to Cerebi all the time, just checking every day for Pokemon news, playing Pokemon games. Yeah, this would have been really cool. But yeah, you can go check it out now, Planet Pokemon. All right, Seth, last week I flew to New York City and I played a bunch of games on Nintendo Switch 2 at a big kind of spring showcase Nintendo hosted for their lineup of the next few months. I played Mario Tennis Fever, Mario Wonder on Switch 2, The Virtual Boy, and a couple other things. So let's start with Mario Tennis, which is out next week on February 12th. I got to. Where are you at on this one first before I jump in, Seth?
As far as my feelings towards Mario Tennis?
Yeah. How you feeling
I'm very
about
excited
Tennis
for
Fever?
it. I'm looking forward to it quite a bit. Baby Waluigi is what everyone wanted, and I really liked Aces. I didn't play it enough. Aces felt very much like a solid 7, and I think which is actually what we gave it anyway. But this looks like
7.8 or something like that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right.
In the decimal era.
Yeah. But this, I'm looking forward to this. Like, tennis games are almost always fun, and especially when they're like arcade, goofy Nintendo sports like this. So I'm very much looking forward to this. I think I'm going to have a lot of fun playing this game for a while.
Yeah, I think after playing it, I only played about 15 or 20 minutes of this one, and I think it is going to be a really solid Mario Tennis game. I played a few singles matches, a few doubles matches, and instantly, I mean, it's called Fever. The big mechanic is the Fever rackets, and that is what dominates the gameplay. There's 30 of them to choose from, and they have a ton of different effects on the match. There's like an ice racket that when you use your Fever shot, which is this gauge you need to build just by returning shots and playing normal tennis, then your ultimate unlocks. You use a Fever shot where your character launches into the air and you aim wherever on the court you want to fire this. And then when that shot lands, your Fever rackets effect takes place.
Okay.
And so it can be ice where you cover your opponent's side of the court in a sheet of ice and it's super slippery for them. So then you want to aim your ball that way so they have to slip over the ice on the way to return the shot. Or sometimes fireballs come out of the racket when you fire your shot. Or there's kind of these passive effect ones too. Like you can go invincible with the star racket. So other people's Fever effects don't impact you. So there's this push and pull of, do I want to pick an offense heavy one, kind of a tactics heavy one, a defensive heavy one for myself? And I think it's been really fun to kind of figure out how to use all 30 of these online, because I'm sure, like a fighting game, there's probably going to be balances to each one. This one beats this one. And so if I see my opponent pick this one, I'm going to want to pick this one, which I think is really cool.
Awesome. Wow, 38 characters. That is so many. Is there like a story mode, or is it just strictly like competitive one through, start with an easy build?
There is an adventure mode that's going to star Baby Mario, Baby Luigi, Waluigi, and Wario. We haven't seen that yet. All we played at this event was the multiplayer standard kind of free play matches. But there is going to be that story mode, and there's going to be something called, I think it's called Trial Towers, which looks to me kind of like a Smash Brothers classic event style mode.
Okay. They
just throw you into different scenarios. Like, you're 3 babies, and you need to beat a giant Bowser on the other side of the court. So looks interesting. But yeah, the huge character count is really awesome too, Seth. Like, everything was unlocked in this demo. I don't know if it's going to be like that in the full game, but everything was unlocked, and I played as Baby Waluigi, who is hilarious. And every character has their own stats and kind of their special ability, and you can read what that ability is when you're picking them. Like, Baby Wario charges up his top spin shot super fast, so if you play him, you should use top spin. And Boo has this slicing serve that just goes completely like horizontal and catches everyone off guard, like he did in Aces. So pairing 38 characters with 30 rackets, it's a ton of different combinations.
Yeah.
And I think they're answering the call of Aces not having enough content at launch. This one is just stuffed with things to do.
Hell yeah. How does it feel? Like, does it just, the gameplay feel good? Or does it, do you have any worries about it?
Yeah, I think that the gameplay, it's like just how the tennis feels itself is my main concern, which isn't great.
That's
Like,
kind
I
of
think,
important in a tennis game.
yeah, like it feels good. I don't want to sound like it's bad or anything, but Aces to me, it lacked content at launch, but it felt so good to play. Like it was fast. It had these fighting game mechanics and inspirations where with this bar management where you needed to charge up your bar to do a super shot and then break your opponent's racket, and you could kind of get your opponent off the back foot and take advantage with a good combo like you can in a fighting game. Really cool. Fever feels a lot more casual from the tennis perspective because it's so focused on the Fever effect. It's like when you are playing a doubles match with 4 people and you've got ink on the court and ice on the court and somebody is launching fireballs at you and there's a fire bar from Super Mario Brothers that somebody plants right in the middle of your court and it's spinning around. It's like the tennis can't be that crazy because you'd never be able to keep up with the ball. So it is, when you're just playing a normal tennis match, waiting for your Fever gauges to kind of pop, it's kind of floaty. Like the tennis ball feels a little more like a beach ball. Like it's just super slow moving. But then once the Fever stuff starts, then it's super frantic and you're like fighting for your life to chase down the ball, even if that ball is moving a little slower. So we'll see. It's a different flavor than Aces for sure. I don't think it's bad, but I adore Aces. And from the jump, again, only 6 or 7 matches I got to play, I liked Aces more, but we'll see if I kind of adjust to it more as I play more.
All right. No baby amiibo. No baby Waluigi amiibo.
No baby amiibo. No, an amiibo unlocked different tennis ball colors. That's
what?
That's where we're at. Yeah.
They're leaving money on the table, not having a baby Waluigi and a baby Wario amiibo. Come on now.
Agreed. They should have made that. But that's Mario Tennis Fever. The other Mario thing I played, Seth, was Super Mario Brothers Wonder Nintendo Switch 2 Edition plus Meetup in Bella Bell Park.
Baby Bell. Yes.
Baby Bell Cheese, as Brian called it a couple of weeks ago. Yeah. And since the last time we talked, that got a release date trailer that's coming out on March 26th to Switch 2. And it's going to come with Bella Bell Park, which is this multiplayer hub area where you'll play cooperative or competitive minigames with friends, either locally or online. It's going to have the Toad Brigade Training Camp, which is new single player or multiplayer challenges that take place in Wonder's existing levels, like collect 100 coins in 30 seconds in this level with the mamas that eat you. And then it's going to have Koopaling Wonder boss fights. All the Koopalings are back, and they have their own boss fights. Rosalina's a character now. Luma's a character that you can control with mouse controls, and there's an assist mode. So lots of new stuff coming to this one. But I don't know. I still, after playing it, feel like this isn't what I or a lot of people wanted from Wonder DLC. And I wanted like challenge levels, which we're getting. I haven't seen yet, but I wanted like new worlds. I think that Wonder, you said it a couple weeks ago, Seth, could have used 2 more worlds.
It had 6 worlds. It's supposed to have 8. It's a Mario game. Excuse me. I'm so fired up now that my cold has been reactivated. Like that was my biggest. I was like, it's over. It's 6 worlds. How many? I mean, somebody correct me here if I'm wrong, but what 6 worlds? What is this? A Game Boy Mario game? I don't think so.
Yeah. It would have been nice to see. And I liked the special world in Wonder, but I thought it could have been a little more challenging.
Yeah.
Like Mario games are easy to beat for most people, but if you collect everything, you should be rewarded with really difficult final challenges they know you can handle.
Yeah.
And Wonder's special world wasn't all that tough. So I wanted that. But what is here is a bunch of multiplayer mini games. And I played one where I was playing with four people total, 3 other journalists, and 2 of us were using the Joy-Con 2 mouse controls to control a cursor on the screen, and 2 of us were playing as characters, and I was using the mouse controls. And basically, this felt like something straight out of the Wii U era, where you are using the mouse to place platforms on the screen for the 2 characters to platform across. And it leads to puzzles where Spikes are throwing their spiky rolling balls that they pull out of their mouths, and they're just throwing them into the abyss. And so I trace a platform to guide this rolling ball to hit some boxes to create a path forward for my teammates. So yeah, it was clever and fun and fine. That was probably the best one that we saw. We also saw this kind of hot potato one with a Bob-omb, where the Bob-omb has one of the characters' faces above it, and that character needs to be carrying the bomb or a timer ticks down. If that timer hits 0 before you clear the end of the level, you lose. So just some very kind of Mario Party meets Mario Wonder feeling stuff. It's not bad. I think with the right group, like if you're playing with your friends or your family, it could be really fun. Playing with people that are essentially strangers at a very curated preview event is not always the best way to see how these multiplayer party games really go. But I think there's going to be a lot to do. There's dozens of games in Bella Bell Park. There's some races. We were all carrying these baby Yoshis and had to feed our baby Yoshi more fruit than every other player that was popping up on screen. So yeah, if you want complete multiplayer mayhem, Mario Party type stuff, but with Mario Wonder controls, that's what this Switch 2 edition is. Not really what I wanted. I'm really curious to see how it's going to be received.
Yeah. I mean, I was a little bit more down on this game than most people, and I think there's no excuse for that other than well, no, there is an excuse. It didn't reach the expectations that I had. And is that fair to the game itself? Probably not. How are they going to know exactly what I want? But I don't know. I don't know if I want another Switch game with, 20% more. That's
Yeah. Let's talk about that, because that actually was my main takeaway leaving this preview event. Was I wrote an op-ed, which you can read on IGN, which is called "I'm already tired of Nintendo Switch 2 editions." And just playing this game, it was just it is frustrating to me that such a big part of Nintendo's strategy is to repackage these Switch 1 games, give them a visual boost, and then add, in my opinion, kind of misguided DLC packs to them. Like Jamboree TV was awful and unacceptable, and it was a bad expansion glued on to one of my favorite Switch 1 games in Mario Party Jamboree. Kirby Star-Crossed World, fine. Like just remixed versions of levels from the base game with some like glowy effects. Not a ton new there either. Probably the best one of the ones we've seen so far. And then Bella Bell Park is these multiplayer games that it's like, I don't know. It's if I want a multiplayer game with Mario on Switch, there's so many options for that. You can play Mario Party or Mario Kart or Mario Tennis, which is coming out in a week, or 3D World, which is more fun in multiplayer than Wonder is. And then these things cost $80 for the new consumer, which is a price point I still think is ridiculous. And then it's just so inconsistent across all the entries. Like, I think it's just a really poor strategy that I don't think the market is responding all that well to either. I don't think these games are selling very well, and I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see that many more Switch 2 editions.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I'm kind of surprised, but it seems like they're looking at the success of the games that they brought from Wii U to Switch and how well those did, but without realizing, like, yeah, but that's because nobody owned a Wii U, and these games were just great anyway, and so, like, people had no other way to play them. And then to give us kind of the same thing with, like, a little value add that ends up costing so much more that actually doesn't add that much value because it's, like, weird or off-brand a little bit or doesn't seem to, like, fit in. Yeah, I think I have to agree with you. I also would like to not see more of these Switch 2 editions unless it's just a free update of the graphics. Go ahead.
Yeah, and
keep doing that forever.
And that's something I want to point out is because a lot of the people reading and commenting on that article were like, oh, but so many of them are free. No, Switch, I'm not talking about the free updates. Like Switch 2 editions, I'm talking about these paid, sometimes 5, sometimes 10, sometimes 20, completely inconsistent dollar upgrades for these Switch 1 games that are then more expensive at retail also. What I love is I look at Splatoon 3, which got a free 4K update, and they added a brand new map on Switch 2 launch day. And then just last week, it got this update with health bars, and there were new weapon kits they added last year. And they're completely changing how this game plays, and it's all just free. And this stuff is on Switch 1 and Switch 2. Animal Crossing New Horizons, they released version 3.0. They added the hotel, free update, Switch 1 and Switch 2. All they put in the Switch 2 edition was like the 4K textures and the mouse controls, and more people can play online together. Like that, to me, is the right path for a Switch 2 edition. Yeah. What about, besides the mouse controls, what about a 4-player minigame in Mario Wonder says this can only be on Switch 2?
Right.
Why do you need to own the next-gen console other than the reason is that they want you to? And I just think it's really weak and super anti-consumer how they're doing it.
Yeah. I have to wonder how much of it is still the sort of domino effect from the pandemic and the lockdowns. Like, are these just the sort of stopgap measures that they have to fill in content because so many bigger projects were delayed or slowed down significantly? in that time, I don't know. But it also does kind of feel like a cash grab.
Yeah, it totally is. No, it is. You mentioned the Wii U. I think that's exactly right. I bought Mario Kart 8. I bought Mario Kart 8 Deluxe again. I was more forgiving of that for several reasons. One is I knew the reality. Nobody had a Wii U.
Right.
These are some of the best Nintendo games of all time. Let's save them and re-release them.
Yeah.
Also, you can't fit your giant Wii U disc into a Switch. It's just not a thing. Would have some sort of loyalty discount program been nice? Yes, they didn't do that. That's fine. But on Switch 2, it's just like 10 million people played Mario Wonder.
Yeah.
And now we're releasing a new version of this. How many of those people are going to pay this $20 to get these mini games?
Yeah.
I don't think it's that many. Kirby has not charted on their sales charts since they released that game. Not many people came back to Forgotten Land for that Switch 2 edition.
Yeah.
The numbers tell us that. So I don't know. I think that they are trying to fill out the release calendar. Maybe as teams get more stuff going on Switch 2, we won't see them as much anymore.
You know what I find kind of surprising, and maybe I'm wrong. Please correct me if so. But I don't hear anybody talking about Animal Crossing with the new update, like at all. And that was the biggest thing that ever happened in video games when it came out. I mean, not really, obviously, but it seems like it came and went, and it didn't capture the imagination of anybody really, which is, I think, unfortunate. But
I think there is a small subset of just the hardcore Animal Crossing fandom that they're not engaging with IGN or traditional kind of games discourse and media. They're engaging with their Animal Crossing YouTubers, and like I've noticed those channels have gone up a lot in viewership again since this update.
Okay.
So I think there's a small group of people that they turn on their Switch and they have Animal Crossing and Jackbox Party Pack, and that's it. Like I think that there's people like that are back, but it didn't really recapture the wide appeal. And then last thing I want to say is that I think is really the worst thing about these editions is that Nintendo just chooses to make content seemingly arbitrarily for some of these games. Kirby gets it, Mario Party gets it, Mario Wonder gets it. And if you want to play those games in 4K, you have to buy this content.
Right.
And I think that is the worst part about them, is that Mario Odyssey is 4K for free if you own that game. Mario Wonder, sorry, you have to pay $20 to get these mini games you might not want to play the base game you already own in 4K. I just think that's super crappy, honestly. And I've complained about it for a year. I'm going to keep doing it until they stop, because I think it's just a really disappointing direction.
No, I agree with you 100%. And I do, but I mean, they're kind of running out. They're going to run out of games eventually. So that's the good thing. And then we'll get new games. And then when we have the Switch 4, we'll get them all with a new 3D
Nintendo Switch 3 edition.
Virtual reality update to Bayonetta 2.
Speaking of virtual reality, I played the Virtual Boy, the first ever VR console from 1996. This is coming to Switch and Switch 2. We also got an overview trailer for this, which revealed the launch lineup and 2 previously unreleased games that are coming to Switch Online. That's a new F-Zero game called Zero Racers. It was going to be a spin-off for the Virtual Boy, and then D-Hopper, which is this top-down platformer where you're jumping up through levels as this frog, and I'm sure it's going to play with the 3D in some fun ways. Seth, this thing was awesome. This was so cool.
I'm so happy to hear that.
I saw the cardboard version, which is $25, and it was behind glass. I didn't get to play that. Whatever. That's a cheaper option. It's there if you want it. But I played with the replica headset, which is $100. It's coming out on February 17th. And like, if you just glanced at this, you'd be forgiven for just thinking it was a Virtual Boy and not this empty shell that you slid a Switch into. Because from a distance, it just looks like a Virtual Boy. Super high quality. It has that like stand with the 2 legs on it.
Yeah.
And it's got the cranks so you can adjust the viewing angle, the red and black lenses. I've never played Virtual Boy before, so I can't really compare it to the original experience. But I thought it was really just fascinating and wacky. And Nintendo is insane for making this 30 years ago. They're insane for putting it out again 30 years later. And I'm not sure which they're more nuts for, but it's super happy they did it. I just thought it was a blast.
Yeah, I mean, this is the stuff that Nintendo does that makes me love them so much. This is their worst performing console ever. Like 400,000, 700,000 total units worldwide. It came and went. It's not great. I mean, nobody is fondly remembering their Virtual Boy, and yet they made this thing that I'm super excited about, that I immediately pre-ordered the day that it went up, to play. Like, you can't play these games otherwise. I mean, you could find a Virtual Boy out there probably for sale somewhere, but like, that's kind of sucky. I will say the one big thing that I'm bummed out about is that you can't play these games without the headset, either the real one or the cardboard one, and that seems like such a miss. And I hope that's something that they patch going forward, because it is a bummer that you can't enjoy these without at least spending an extra $25. But this is what I love. It's so stupid. Everyone who's bought this, who's pre-ordered it, is like, I don't know why I did this, but I did it anyway. Yeah. And it's so weird and cool and fun. And this is the stuff that I just love about Nintendo, is that they'll just do this. Like, there it is. Virtual. Oh, that wasn't Nestor's Funky Bowling. Excuse me.
Yeah, that was there were 2 bowling games on Virtual Boy. There's only 22 games and 2 of them were bowling.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Strange.
Yeah. Here's Zero Racers, the F-Zero spinoff, unreleased, that is coming, and I'm very excited about. And then here's the D-Hopper one we're seeing on screen.
Okay.
Which
this looks like
really good too.
Yeah, and then there's Mansion of Innsbruck. That was one that never came to the West, if I'm not mistaken.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. So you could change colors later.
Why?
On Virtual Boy. I don't know. Why would you change it from the red? The red is iconic.
I know.
But yeah, I played Wario Land, which I've always heard is like a really actually good game. Not good for a Virtual Boy game, but a good game.
Good game, yeah.
And it is.
Oh.
It's really cool. It's just like the Game Boy Wario Lands. I mean, it's got this destructive, aggressive, fast-paced platforming with Wario where you shoulder slam into things. And then Virtual Boy is stereoscopic 3D, like your 3DS was. Like this is Nintendo's first 3D console. And it plays with that in really fun ways. Like, there's just these giant swinging balls on these pendulums that you have to avoid, and you use the depth to help judge where they are. And it works really great. And having not played Virtual Boy, it made me nostalgic for the 3DS with having that slider up and just seeing that depth to it.
Oh.
And then Wario Land also has you like jump back into the background or the foreground. And so you're way back there in this 3D space, or right up on your eyes in this 3D space, like Kirby Triple Deluxe or Mutant Mudds or Donkey Kong Country Returns does. Like, it's just, we're seeing that now. It's just a really good platformer that's never been re-released. And now it's coming if you subscribe to the more expensive tier of Nintendo Switch Online and spend an additional $25 or $100. You can play this one Wario game. So it's stupid, it's silly, it's superfluous, but I think it's just so exciting.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, the talk is, has this accessory outsold the original run of the Virtual Boy? And for a week or two, it was sold out. It was unavailable to pre-order from Nintendo. It came back.
It's back now, right?
Yeah, it's back now. You can get it now again. But I mean, yeah, I would say that this is doing better than they anticipated for them to have sold out of the Virtual Boy accessory that, again, only works, or is the only way to play these games for now. So I'm so excited.
Yeah.
It's so stupid. What an idiot I am for getting into this. God.
I know. I can't wait. We'll have them like 2 weeks. I can't wait to show them off on the show. Yeah, it's going to be great. I also saw a bunch of physical goodies that Nintendo's releasing over the next few months. I saw the Talking Flower toy, which is out on March 12th.
Oh, yeah.
I saw the 3 new Mario Wonder amiibo, Elephant Mario, and then there's a Poplin with Prince Florian, and there's Captain Toad with a talking flower. And I saw the new Joy-Con, which... yeah, they're so boring. The new Switch 2 Joy-Con with the mint and the purple rails. But yeah, saw a lot of that stuff. Talking Flower is cute. I think, like, if you have a little kid, that's a really cute toy to get for them, because it kind of just talks on its own sometimes.
Yeah.
And then you'll press it and it says these different things, and it's like, oh, did you get all your homework done? And just really cute things to have on like a kid's desk in their room or something. I thought it was really nice.
The biggest surprise. What was that?
Oh, I was gonna say that you can also, it'll talk automatically, but I just wanted to say you can make it shut up like at night so it doesn't talk when you're asleep. There's gonna be settings underneath that you can tweak to make it not talk twice per hour like it does during the day.
Yeah, I wouldn't like that. I was gonna say the most surprising thing to me about the Talking Flower, $39.99. That's what it costs to get a Mario Galaxy amiibo, actually. So very surprised. I'm not gonna get one. Maybe. Probably.
No, I don't think that I'm gonna get it. No. I think that Nintendo noticed that the amiibo did not sell as well with their higher price points. The Mario Wonder amiibo are $24.99, which is cheaper than we've seen for the Metroid amiibo or for the Galaxy amiibo, or for the Kirby amiibo, which are much bigger and have the 2 parts. But I think they're course correcting a little bit on the amiibo prices.
Yeah, I will say the Galaxy amiibo have actually dropped to $34.99 from $39.99. So, and that's not even like a discount. That's just the price that retailers have them at now. So,
yeah. So yeah, it was good. That was Nintendo's spring lineup. Excited about tennis, less excited about Mario Wonder, and extraordinarily excited about the Virtual Boy.
Who
we have about
would have thought that those words would have escaped anyone's lips? Never.
Yeah, right. Yeah, they somehow did it. Yeah. But we have about 10 minutes left. I want to talk about Tomodachi Life for a little bit. But first, I want to tell you that you can gear up for zombie horror in Resident Evil Village, get wonderfully weird with Date Everything, or keep the good times rolling with Bus Simulator 21. You can head on over to Humble, where right now you can get Humble Choice for just $14.99 and score a curated bundle of PC games. Available now through March 3rd, this month's choice includes Resident Evil Village, Date Everything, Core Keeper, Star Vaders, SteamWorld Build, Squirrel with a Gun, Bus Simulator 21, and Big Helmet Heroes. Plus, this month's choice supports N-Power, a charity with a mission to move people from poverty through tech skills training and quality job placement. Head to humblebundle.com to start playing today and support a good cause. Okay, Seth, the Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase wasn't the only Direct we've gotten in the last couple of weeks, because Tomodachi Life Living the Dream got a Direct a couple of weeks ago. This is out on Switch 1 on April 16th. No word on Switch 2 enhancements or anything, but of course it will.
Oh, they're going to have Tomodachi Life Living the Dream plus Baby Bell Park.
Plus Bell Park, yeah. But just a Switch 1 game right now. And Seth, I thought this was a really, really great presentation.
I am so excited for this game. It's got everything charming and wonderful about the 3DS game in a bigger form factor with better graphics and more to do. Like it's like Animal Crossing. You're building your own island and putting, buildings on it, but you have all the weird Tomodachi Life stuff, like you're falling in love with a juggalo and on a ski lift and things, making your Miis. And so I am so very excited for this game. When this was first announced, I booted up my original copy and instantly I was like, oh my God, that's right. This game is so weird and fun. And it's another case of Nintendo just being weird, and they do weird so perfectly because it's genuine and it's effortless, and that is what you want out of weirdness. And I cannot wait. And I can't, not only can I not wait to just play this, I can't wait to for us to all talk about it on the show. Yes. And maybe people can write in with their weird Tomodachi Life stories. But the stuff that happens in these games is so absurd that just talking about them is hilarious in and of itself, just because of what happens. On 3DS, my wife ran away with a character named Weenie Macadoviak, and they got married, and I was sad about it. And that's just one of the millions of weird things that happens in this game.
Yeah, and they did such a good job of showing what you're talking about in this Direct, because I think this is one of my favorite game-specific Directs they've ever done, just because of how they handled the storytelling of it, where they are telling you all the features of this game. Here's how you make your Miis, here's where they live, here's what you customize, here's the shops, and all these different things. But then they're telling this love story of, I think, Angie, I don't remember what her name was, but they're telling this love story of these Miis, and she falls in love and she admits it and she gets rejected. And then she falls in love with the clown named Hugh Morris. Yeah. And then she declares her love for him on this Ferris wheel. But then 3 other people in the town love Hugh also, and Hugh makes his choice. And at one point she's crying on the beach over her first heartbreak, and Hugh Morris goes up to her, and the way he comforts her in the hilarious text-to-speech me voices they have in this game says, "Why can't I ever get my hoodie strings even?" And she's like, "Thanks, I feel better now." And I'm just like, what is happening right now? It's perfect. It's just hilarious. And I think they sold what makes this game different and why it's different than something like Animal Crossing, and that it is its own thing. It is this observational me simulation where you have to put the ingredients in and then you see the reactions that come out of it. And I thought they showed that really well.
Yeah, it was, like you said, it was a great single game Direct that just kind of, I wouldn't say answered any questions that I had, but definitely got me really excited to see what the big differences are between this and the 3DS. Because as fun and as weird as the 3DS one, it is kind of limited. Like, you don't do island building. Like, something will open up if if two Miis who live on the top floor get married and have a baby, it'll open up an umbrella stand or something. I don't really remember, but this one is just like more of that. And so that's what got me more excited about it, is you have all these weird things. And, it's like a city building sim, kind of, a little bit now.
Yeah, way more in depth with the city building stuff.
Yeah.
Like, people were just, they showed all the different types of islands you can make. You can make your island just look like a Mii face. So they're all just walking around on this giant Mii face, like super flexible and dynamic. Definitely inspired by all the customization stuff in A New Horizons, like the patterns and decorating outside and all that stuff. This is going to be a huge hit. Like, this has millions of views on the Japanese version, millions of views North America. It's going to be big.
I think between this and Pokopia, like, it's going to be a very successful spring for Nintendo for sort of stuff that maybe you weren't expecting. Like, I think kids are going to lose their minds for this game, because it is so funny and silly. Like, that's what my kids were young when the first one came out, and that's what part of the enjoyment from playing it was that, like, their reactions to everything. And it's like Brian talked about, his daughter, who's like, I think 6 or 7, like, just losing her mind over crazy stuff. And then you've got Pokopia coming out, which is also going to be kind of weird and strange and off the wall. So, like, yeah, Nintendo, just do this. Don't give us any more $20 4K upgrades with extra content. Just make weird stuff. Like, this has got to be, relatively speaking, and I don't want to say that, like, making video games, but compared to, like, a ground up Legend of Zelda game, like, this is probably a much lighter lift, and it what do they call it? Emergent gameplay, where it makes its sort of own stories. And, like, just look at how stupid this is. Monster trucks. Yeah. I love it.
Really stupid. And a big part of this direct is that Nintendo made good on a promise from 12 years ago to make the next Tomodachi Life entry more inclusive with gender and dating preferences in this game. You can pick male, female, or non-binary for all your Miis, and then you can do the same for what type of Miis that Mii likes to date. And a lot of people got very mad about this, predictably, online, and saying Nintendo's gone woke and it's the new leadership and all that. No, this is from a quote from 12 years ago when Tomodachi Life came out on 3DS. There was a ton of backlash, specifically in Japan, over this decision, and Nintendo had to put out a statement that it got so heated at the time, and they said, "We apologize for disappointing many people by failing to include same-sex relationships in Tomodachi Life. Unfortunately, it is not possible for us to change this game's design, and such a significant development patch can't be accomplished with a post-ship patch. At Nintendo, dedication has always meant going beyond the games to promote a sense of community and to share a spirit of fun and joy. We're committed to advancing our longtime company values of fun and entertainment for everyone. We pledge that if we create a next installment in the Tomodachi series, we will strive to design a gameplay experience from the ground up that is more inclusive and better represents all players." So yeah, that was from 12 years ago. It took 12 years to get a sequel to this game, and they're making good on that. So everyone blaming the new president of Nintendo of America, Devin Pritchard, for doing that. Like, come on, guys. Like, I don't think that's people listening to our show, but that is out there, and it's just not true.
That just tells me the woke mind virus has figured out time travel. That's what's really going
on. Okay, sure. Yeah, but cool to see that. I think that's great, and people were very excited about that addition to this game. And then I think on the negative side, this is the only hang up I have with Living the Dream, is that some bummer news came out after the Direct, which is that Nintendo is restricting image sharing from this game.
So close.
Yeah, so close. You can't upload screenshots straight to social media from the Switch. You can't send them to your Nintendo app on your phone to download them. Like, the only way to get screenshots of this game off your device is to directly plug in your Switch to your PC or your SD card to your PC and rip them off that way. And there's a long statement here I won't read. Basically, they said that out of context scenes may be misunderstood or may not reflect the spirit in which the game is intended to be enjoyed. So if you put in like a politician and you make them say some really terrible stuff and then you post that online, Nintendo doesn't want their Mii's representing that, which I get, but people are going to do it anyways.
Right.
And it's just like, this game is about that social sharing and communication, like you said, telling the stories of what happened in your game, and they're just making it harder to do that.
Yeah, whatever. It's the old monkey paw strikes again. But
Yep. Yeah, that's a classic Nintendo move. And then also, there's going to be no online features, which means as of now, it doesn't seem there's going to be a way that I can make a me of myself and share that with Seth so I can move in to Seth's island, which is a shame because I wanted to do that. And like, I'm terrible at making me's, and there's going to be ways to like describe what you want the me to look like in this one. But like, how am I supposed to get like Barack Obama and all these people on my Switch that were on my Wii and my 3DS like 15 years ago? Like, I don't have the ability to make them myself that well.
No, like half the people on my 3DS ones are like friends of mine that, you know, I had their me's. So it's a bummer. But again, something that maybe they can figure it out with an update for $20.
Yeah. So just like, it is so close, because to me, those are two critical features of why the first one is so good, is like sharing me's and sharing stories from it. And they had a chance to go the next step with this one, and they're backtracking a little bit, but I still think it's going to be really great. I don't know. I want everyone's me in here, and I can't make them myself.
See, I'm a me master. I can make any me you want, and I'm very excited to make a lot of new me's. Let's bring me's back. Let's bring those funny, you know, celebrity me's that everybody used to post on social media back in the day. Let's bring them back. I'm excited. Tomodachi Life, you know, plug your Switch into your PC so you can download it from the file server. Yeah.
And make like a YouTube video description of how to design all these celebrities and characters and stuff. And that's going to be the way. It's like you're going to have to post instructions to make these me's, which is fine. Yeah, we'll figure it out. That's Tomodachi Life. That is out on Switch 1. No Switch 2 update as of now on April 16th. And Seth, I think that we will call it there. That is a live episode of Nintendo Voice Chat in the books. We're normally here on Friday with audio on your favorite podcast app and a video on Spotify or the IGN Games channel on YouTube. If you like the show, please tell a friend or leave us a review, rating, or nice comment. Wherever you're listening, it's the best way to support this show. Next week, Mario Tennis Fever will be here. We'll talk about the full game. Plus, it's a week delayed, but we'll talk about all the juicy quarterly financials we got from Nintendo this week, including first sales numbers for Metroid Prime 4, Pokemon Legends EA, and Nintendo acknowledging that Switch sales have been slightly weaker than expected outside of Japan, which is very interesting. A lot to talk about there. Thank you, Seth, so much for joining me. Anything that you want to plug?
I would like to suggest everyone follows IGN Deals on X, Blue Sky, Threads, Facebook, and Instagram, and TikTok, because that would help me out a lot.
Cool. I will shout out all those previews that I talked about today from the Nintendo event. Go check those out up on IGN.com. Thank you so much, Seth, for joining me. Thank you to everyone back in our Los Angeles studio for running everything this morning. That's Malk, Mariah, Jordan, Amir, Nick, and Dave. We got to sit at home in our offices. I think we're both wearing sweatpants, and they all had to drive in to work. So thank you so much for making that happen and making this show look and sound great. And thank you all so much for listening live with us this morning. We appreciate it so much. But for now, that is all the time I've got. I got to get back to watching the Seattle Seahawks beat the New England Patriots. Have a great week. We'll be back next time with more Nintendo Voice Chat, the only place you can
get the thing.